Kowloon Generic Romance Volume 1 Review. Welcome to Kowloon Old City, a dystopian townscape full of people brimming with nostalgia and a place where the past, present, and future converge. When we first met bespectacled Reiko Kujirai, she's eating slices of watermelon and smoking a cigarette in her balcony in the sweltering heat of a Hong Kong summer morning. This is a particular prediction of hers. She finds the cigarette tastes better after eating the sweet watermelon. Then she's off to work at Kowloon Realty Company, a little far with the boss the wrong side of middle age and one other employee, Hajime Kudo, an easygoing young man. Kujiro and Kudo have something of a prickly relationship both in and out of the office. Even drunk, they usually eat lunch together. It is while they're eating lunch that Kudo sees Kujiro putting on eye drops. She's been having trouble with her prescription glasses. She's been using the very popular Heavinoma eye drops. Kudo is skeptical about Heavinoma. The beauty products at the firm are being advertised everywhere, using their little snake mascot. Heavy means snake in Japanese. It tells Kujiro to go and get her eyes tested. When she returns to the office, she's not wearing her glasses apparently. Her vision is so improved that she doesn't need any anymore. Their boss is approving, but Kudo not so much. He turns away from her, muttering, "I like the glasses better." However, she's discovered that when your eyesight improves, you start noticing things you didn't see before. She's begun to look at her co-worker in a different light. Even though his merciless seizing of her paw doesn't show any signs of abating. And then there's Generic Terra, floating high in the sky above Kowloon. Is ostensibly a government project, a new world for mankind, based on safe and sophisticated technology. Its construction continues to make progress. Cody is skeptical, but Kojiro turns out at the office wearing a Generic Terra t-shirt, and then start bickering again. One thing they do seem to agree on is Kowloon itself. Kudo waxes lyrical with having a smoke on the top of her building, saying as the two gaze out over the city, the people who live here, they only love in Kowloon. This nostalgic Kowloon. So Kowloon would never change. It shouldn't change because it doesn't need anything new. However, there's also been a report of strange noises coming from one of their properties at Nam Khan Street, with all kinds of theories as to what might be the source, including inevitably something scary and supernatural. The Council de Kudo takes Kujiro to the goldfish tea house with an aquarium where the smiling barman seems to recognize them and brings over slices of watermelon on the house. Kujiro can resist lighting up and admits that she loves the smoke while eating watermelon. Kudo then says that he knows someone else with an unusual habit but won't be drawn further as to who that might be. Later, he buys her a goldfish, like the ones in the cafe. She thinks she might be falling in love with him, but when she tries to find her way back there, she can relocate the place, and all Kudo does is to tease her by for being a relator with no sense of direction. Something isn't quite right. Every now and then I come across a manga that gives me the chills, good chills, because it's such a well-drawn and engrossing read that I reached the end of the volume before noticing I've been turning the pages. Kowloon Generic Romance is one of those rare titles. Andre is a fan of Jun Miyazuki's After the Rain. I already had high expectations. Kowloon Generic Romance is nothing like After the Rain, except, of course, when it comes to the mangaka's distinctive graphic style, luminous color work, and gift for creating interesting, complex characters. Here, the overcrowded bustling Kowloon is a character in its own right, and by placing Reiko Kujirai and Hajime Kudo in a real estate firm, they're intimately involved daily with maintaining the bricks and mortar of the place. The crowd scenes depicting Kowloon teeming with life, the high-rise tower blocks and squished so close together with the washing lines and balconies. The graffiti and posters polluting the narrow alleyways draw the reader you can almost smell the street food and sale. If the publisher's blurb for this first volume comes across as a little vague, there's a very good reason for its opacity, because everything is not as it seems in Kowloon, far from it. The mangaka is also very skilled at getting the balance between mystery and comedy just right. The little scenes where Kujiro persuades the reluctant Kudo into buying and eating crepes, and then insists on taking a photo of him with her smartphone. It's one of many brief but telling vignettes that reveal so much about the complicated chemistry between the characters. Just as in After the Rain, Jun Miyazuki really knows how to tell story images as well as dialogue time interposing impactful images to follow a page turn. But why has Yen Press given this an amateur rating and shrink-wrapped the copies? I'm more than a little bit mystified by this. Jun Miyazuki draws her own Kujiro in a very sensual, and some might say sexualized way, but there's nothing here that goes anywhere near matching the M rating warning given by Vertical to the material Sensei's Pio's life, or the distress issuing touch on in the upcoming volume New York, New York. Amada Heli delivers a translation and flows smoothly for this attractive Yen Press trade paperback edition, dealing expertly with the Chinese Cantonese vocabulary in the text. Kowloon is in Hong Kong, after all, as well as a dialogue and inner thoughts of the main characters. Abigail Blacksman lettering helps a great deal to convey all this well. A page of translation notes that at the end is an added bonus. Mostly street names and food were interesting, nevertheless. It also contains this explanation. Kowloon Walled City was once the most populated place on Earth with about 33,000 people living at 6.5 acres and high-rise towers. Their small will be maybe turned into a spoiler sort of share here, so it would definitely be a spoiler to discuss what happens in the final chapter of the first volume. Kowloon Generic Romance is one of those rare manga that, while being hard to categorize, is a fascinating, captivating read. There are images which will give readers a genuine frisson, and the ingenious way that the mangaka is revealed the story will make them very eager to grab the next volume as soon as it comes out. 9 out of 10.